Hello. Hello, guys. So sorry for being late, but I really had to, how do you say, remove this thing from my shoe? Because it's, justice must be done, guys. And as much as kind I am, I also want to protect the other possible customers of this person. I don't know. I'm usually someone who tries to, to not get involved in drama, but this time I am a victim, and again, I have a high sense of justice, so I want to protect other people from this person. Wow, to think that this is my first just chatting stream, and it's about drama, sorry. But it's not drama, it's about justice. It's about look around and find out. Because I try to be as kind and polite and correct as possible. But this doesn't mean that people can take an advantage of me or treat me badly. So, also, I think that I should add what she wrote, even though some of you already saw that. But for completion, what she wrote when she put completed on Vgen. So it took a lot because honestly, well, there will be some sort of spoilers, guys. I'm sorry, so that you can understand. Let's start by our conversation on Vgen. So basically, if you don't know, I have a beta debut planned at the end of April. It's just around the 21. I don't remember when it's the Friday, but it's, I think, 21, 22. Anyway, I have a lot of projects. There are two main projects, very big. Part of one of these should have been the opening of the beta debut. I'm still trying to not make so much spoilers. But it's a big project, so many, let's say, parts of this project are pretty much ready. There was a thing left, which is still big. And this thing was 2 videos. Same 2 videos, but it's like 2 different audios. So I needed basically the graphical part, let's say it's the same. The audios were different. So it was February, actually, even before that, because I started planning in December or whatever. But anyway, at the start of February, I searched for an artist that could do this. I had a list, and then I decided, unlucky me, I decided for this one. So on Vgen I have a lot of folders, and it's like a wish list, of artists. Like, if I will be able to do this, then I want I could ask this, and that artist, So she was in this folder. She was in the beta debut folder, and on February 11, I contacted this artist to ask her to talk to her about. First of all, I wanted to be sure she would be able to do this, and if she would be able to do it for in time for my beta debut. So So, Afupichi on Vgen. I asked her, "Hello, I am working on a project where I would like to add an spoiler. I wanted to ask you if you will be available and some info before making an official request here. Basically, I have a in the making. I will have two different videos, one with nya and the other with nya, but with a nya." And then that. The video is around 3 minutes and a half, and these are sketches of the panels. The panels are basically the scenes of the video. How much time do you think that it would take you to animate them? I would like to have this video in a beta debut, possibly in April. What options and prices do you have? I see that you have some add-ons. Do you also do some puppeteering? So puppeteering, for who doesn't know, is basically when they kinda rig a character or some objects so that they will have better animations. So I would have loved to have puppeteering, because this is, the opening of the beta debut. I wanted it to be as high quality as possible. And so I asked her if there was that option, if she would have time for that. So she said, "Hi there, my animations are done with Adobe After Effects. I can definitely do puppeteering and would communicate with you one-on-one on DMS for what kind of exact animation you seek." First of all, okay, so she started to say something really promising, Let's go on. The pricing, all videos, is this the right? This is number 2, right? Yes. Okay. So the pricing for the whole video is basically decided more with how much would you want animated, and the base price is a lot of the project would also be great if you definitely. Yeah, she doesn't speak very well English, so I had to kind of translate also. But so she started saying, "Oh yeah, the pricing for the whole video is basically decided more with how much you would like animated, if you want this and that, blah blah blah. And then a lot of the project would also be great if you definitely have the raw files, but I could definitely offer puppeteering to you once communicated what exact animation you're looking for." So wow, she's really good. If she can also cut, I already asked the person who did the panels, as I told her, look, I would need them raw because I wanted them animated, so I had them raw. But anyway, she even offered these. So I thought, wow, okay, she's really good. And also I saw what she did and I liked it in her, how do you call it? On the Vgen portfolio, yeah. So, yeah, I'll definitely see if it's in my capabilities. Good. Next up would be timing. My videos can be animated fast, especially on rush orders. But for telling how long would it take would entirely be up to how animations, I think she means how many animations you request again, or how complex you want them. But if requested, I could complete them before your debut date. So, hello, I said, thank you for answering. So this is a draft and a storyboard with a narration, so you can understand better. Considering the pace, I think it would be nice to have minimum puppeteering on something, plus panel 3 and 6. So panel 9, guys, this is a total of 17 panels. 17. So this is why I wanted to act early. So this is not the traditional animation like an anime. It's a lot simpler, but I wanted to have enough time, to have the artist to have enough time in case there were problems, in case we had to change things, and so this is why I contacted her on the 11th of February. So, panel 9 with that spoiler would also be pretty important. By the way, I asked the artist to give me the raw files to... well, anyway, it's cut, but here I just tell them about this. So, I started explaining everything in detail. They know that I will be animated. So I don't think that the animations per se should be fast. Remember this, guys. Remember that I said this to her. The movements can naturally be slow as a contrast. But having this puppeteering would be great. So yeah, remember, this is really important. Remember that here I told her that I wanted a slow pace for the animations. So, and she answered, oh yeah, when I said it would be fast, she didn't understood what I wrote, but anyway, that I didn't mean, that I didn't refer to her rush order, but yeah, I said it would be fast. I meant I get my animation done fast when I have animated commission, not the animation itself. Remember, fast. Okay, but this commission is completely doable with timing, especially with minimum puppeteering and raw files. Giving work speed ease. We are on the 11th of February, after all. I completely have animated comics without the raw files and still gave me best effort. So raw files. Okay, anyway, she was able to do puppeteering animation on something pretty hard to do. So she declared that this was completely doable. Not just doable, completely doable. Then she sent me an example of what she did. So let's go on. I have to remember about the... Okay, numbers 4. Then I told her, oh yes, I saw that. By the way, I asked for a big file resolution and they told me it would be this. Because this would help a lot the animator also with the quality of the delivery. So, and she said, this is a bit different because I didn't have the raw files, but you do get a lot of audio. This is also something else that she added. You will get a lot of audio engineering along with creation of the video effects, of the videos. Effects and sound effects done originally from me and sounds that can only be found by my editing. The audio engineering won't be charged to you, and any artist inputs wouldn't be extra charge. And then she answered to me telling that I had the role. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. I need to be treated like a flower. But I'm a flower that... I am kind, but I'm not dumb. I always say... So there is a rhyme in my language. It's... Sono buona ma non sono... Sorry, it's a swear word. But basically it means... I am kind, but I'm not dumb, basically. Yeah. So, okay, so she's very happy because I told her, yeah, I have the raw files, that they're also, the quality is also pretty big. And then I answer, as for the audio engineering, maybe it could be on the video, because I didn't really need that. She wanted to add it, but I was just focused on having this ready for the beta debut. So yeah, I'm focusing on having the best quality. So I said, as for the audio engineering, maybe it could be on one of the videos only. The other would just be in a different way. Well, with the thing that I sent her. Anyway, the animation is the same for both of the videos. And she says, okay, either way, it's no extra charge with it or without. So she just wanted to do it, and then, okay. If that would make her happy, Okay. I make sure I take note of no sound effect or any other sound. She takes note, guys. This is because I would like to have the blah blah video as an intro. So this is when I start to tell her how important this is. This will be an intro when the beta debit stream will start, after the standard countdown. Yeah, we think. Gotcha! Then we'll keep it very simplified to your request. The audio, I think she meant the audio engineering. And then, okay, let's go on. So, here, this first message. Let's read it. Okay, so, could you give me an approximate prices? I'd say with puppeteering and panels number 369, then another price with these even better animations on every panel. You can take your time for the second price, of course. For example, and these I told her the animations that I wanted in these panels. You see, so panel 2, I wanted that, then panel 4, something becoming larger and larger, and panel 5 is because these, I already thought about these animations. So I wrote here. I told her clearly which animation I wanted for these panels. But then, when she will get angry, she will say that I didn't give her any info on which animations I wanted. On panel number 2, because guys, we didn't go too far. On panel number 2 was the downfall, the start of the panel number 2. So, okay. Then she says, of course, give me 1 second. Let me ask you just to make sure that I properly understand. How advanced is the puppeteering again? Is it full body movement, limbs, or other things? Or simplified like body leans, hair movement, simple blinking? Now that I am reading this, I can also say that I paid for complex, but she was doing simple. Now that I am seeing this. Okay, so I wanna make sure I have an idea in mind. I said I'd say simplified, but at the same time add another price for the complex. So 4 prices basically. 1 is the simplest, standard panels animations with simple puppeteering on these panels. 2 is standard panels animation with complex puppeteering and these panels. Number 3, more animation on all the panels and simple puppeteering. And number 4, like the best of the best, so a lot of animation on all the panels and complex puppeteering. And then yeah, I was writing pails instead of panels, but okay. So let's go on. We start to agree. She said, okay, I will calculate, no worries. I told her, thank you, take your time. I will receive the panels in a week anyway. And then I gave you the first sketches. These are the updated ones, so I already sent her update. Because at the same time, I had the artist that was doing the panels giving me updates in time, how do you say, at the same time. So I gave you the first sketches, but these are the updated ones. And then she asked me, last question is, do you want me to give you a price for then? And I explained, for different prices, so I can see which one I can go for, which one I could afford. And then, okay, I will, she understand, let's go on. Then she did a mistake in the first price, said, no worries. And I kept saying, take your time. She was so rushed. Guys, she was so fast in giving me prices compared to how slow she was when she worked. She was so fast here. So yeah. So no worries, take your time. So she said number 1 is this price, number 2 is this price, 3 is this, 4 is this. So I saw that I could afford number 4. This was for my beta debut, so I decided, okay, I will do some sacrifices, but this is the main project of this huge event, so I want this to be in good quality. Some other things are medium quality, but these I wanted it to be at maximum, you know. Then I say, this is also important. Okay, perfect. 2 more questions. If I choose number 4, would it be possible to have the payment divided in 2? First of all, I think you can do that with Vgen. Actually, I knew that because I commissioned many artists there, and I always did this with the milestones, paying in half first and half at the end of the commission. So one this month and the other next month. The second question is, if I choose number 4, do you think that it would be possible to have it ready for the end of April? Remember these 2 things. Let's go on. Number 4 is the option with priority and the best quality, guys. So she says, definitely can split it into 2. And she didn't. She didn't split it into 2. I mean, she didn't give me the milestones. She asked only for the first half. And I don't know, at this point she wanted me to pay. She was trying to have me pay outside Vgen. But I thought that she just didn't know. And then I did another request the next month for the other half. The thing is that now she is saying that, so she marked the first as completed with that uncompleted file, and then she wrote that the second commission, she calls that a second commission. The second commission, I still have time, so I will see what I can do. What? So yeah. Even early payments give you file on computer for space out for your project personally, along with prep for editing. I didn't understand much. Definitely can have commission done by the end of April. If paying for it now, no need for a rush order. But if paying later, a rush order would be necessary. What the heck? I just understood this now. So so she also was not considering this a rushed order, or maybe it's the second. I don't understand. But she understood that it was February, so there should have been enough time. So yes, she said this, but then she didn't create the 2 milestones on the proposal. Now she's trying to convince Vgen that my second request is a different commission. So I answer, okay, perfect. So I can send the request now. The only thing is that we have to wait next week for the final comic. That sounds perfect. Feel free to send the request, then I'll start creating your project folder. Okay. Do you have Discord? This is something that I didn't know, guys. You should never, if you need to commission someone on Vgen, your conversation must stay on Vgen's chat. They told me this. Otherwise, I don't know, they wouldn't. Maybe they have better ways to see if someone didn't edit, because there is not an edit of the messages, I think, yeah. So, okay, that sounds perfect. Feel free to send the request, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so she asked me to go on Discord. My bad for not knowing. Actually, she's not the first artist that told me we can go on Discord so we can send we can talk better, some better files and whatever. But okay, now I know that it's better to stay on Vgen. Discord is definitely not safe for business things when it comes to complete stranger. Yeah, now I know. I'm taking this as a lesson also. I learned, as I say, guys, I learned so much while preparing this beta project. So, Okay, then I told her my username, and I make sure to add you once I have your commission on my list. And then I submitted the request the same day, February 11. There were some bugs because on a mobile phone, Vgen has some issues, so it took me a bit. But anyway, it was still the afternoon of February 11. Let's go here. Then I pay. Thank you. Your total enough is for the option number 4. So best quality, priority, just best, all the best things. Thanks payment sent. Thank you, Lady on Discord. I believe people. So here we start. Here we start with the money talking. So she says, and this is my fault. My fault because I scored sad. She already did commissions. So she knew that PayPal would tax you if you received money. I thought that she didn't know, and I wanted to be kind. My bad. So she says, thank you, I'll add you on Discord. I believe PayPal sucks a bit in pricing. And then crying emoji, PayPal sent this instead of this because it removed the taxes. And then, I said, if you give me your PayPal, I will send you those to friend and family. Second mistake, guys. Never do this with people that you don't know. Never. It was not a lot, though, guys. It was not a lot. So, thank you. I'm so sorry. Until I'm verified, I have to use PayPal. My PayPal is and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I read that. They're very dumb of me to do this. I wanted to be kind and I genuinely thought she didn't know about the taxes and that it was just a mistake. Now I learned. Then she give me she give me her PayPal and then I send her the hair taxes. Then I say, well, it's some chit-chat. I hope that someone will start an alternative more honest and as much popular than PayPal. They also made me pay. Yes, guys, I had to pay taxes to send hair taxes. And the exchange rate was 0.9, but somehow it was like 1.3 or something there. So she says, I'm sorry, honestly, once I'm verified, I hope that she will never get verified. I hope that they will punish her. I will change it to my bank, so it takes, and this I don't understand, because you can connect people to your bank, even. I think that I got a choice, like, do you want to connect your card or your bank? Anyway, it takes far less tax from my client, reason, blah, 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 blah. So, remember this, what I'm about to say. I tell her, can I send you already this amount? Basically, since I had to do 2 payments, and she would have had to pay taxes on the second half too, and since I had to pay fees to send her taxes, I told her, let's do this in one payment. I will already send you the whole taxes, considering even the second part, so at least I can pay the fee only once. So I told her that, can I send you blah blah already? PayPal makes me pay €2 as a fee, so we might as well do it once. It will probably be the same for the second milestone. So, and then she misunderstand. I can take it off your chart for the second payment, and then no, I mean that since you will receive less when I will pay the second milestones, I can send you now instead of basically double now instead of doing the sending her taxes twice. Go here. Then I sent her taxes, and then she says, got it, okay. Also sent you a request on Discord and make sure later this evening I start preparing your edit folder. She talks a lot about preparing stuff and doing stuff, but I barely saw anything. Vgen is like, a website where you can commission artists, basically. I think that it was born after people had issues with Scab. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding. And then I tell her, yes, I will go there on Discord, no problem. I'm also a bit slow today. And is there something important here? I don't think so. No, there, down there, yeah. So we chit-chat, something happened, so I'm on the bed with my cat, blah, blah, blah. And look down there. She changes the commission to work in progress on the 17th of March. I commissioned and paid her on the 11th of February. And even if she did this, I actually started receiving a real update on the 23 of March. Now let's go to Discord where the mess happened. So she says, hi, I will make sure to DM you here whenever I need any question or have any updates. I feel free to send the files here. I say, okay, thank you. Then I send her the files because some of them were, I was having some updates from the panel artist. And then, thank you so much. The idea will be great to get together soon. Get panels to start working with. Then I start sending her the first panels, official ones. And then I send her. So there were two files. There were a script and the story. More like the whole story. So I said, I think that I didn't send you this. It's the storyboard that follows. So each scene should start and end according to that. It was the seconds, basically. So this scene should start at second 00 and end at 00 and 30 seconds, for example. So she says, gotcha, your project file is already set up. She keeps saying this so many times, as if she was doing that, as if she did that recently every time, which was not true. So I say, thanks. Will you be sending here, anyway, the PSD files, when they are completed then? Okay, I said yes. So then we talk about the PSD files. She says, yes, I can't work with them if they aren't the PSD files, but I told her since the start that we're raw. But I still try to be, collaborative, kind, open, whatever. So I misunderstood. I didn't misunderstood. She misunderstood, but I said I misunderstood. Yes, there will be all PSD. The artist sent me a PDF so that I could have a fast review. I sent you the PDF so that you can have already an idea. And she says, gotcha. I will, of course, work on the first half. She says this. I will work on the first half as we talked about and wait for send half payment to complete, for the second payment to be sent to complete the commission. Okay, perfect. Just making sure I wasn't missing any file. So here I wrote, remember this. She confirms that she will work on the first half. But later, you know what she will say? That the first payment was just for setting up the files on her PC. Yeah, so let's go on. Then I give her the completed files, and look at the times. I'm actually pretty fast. I gave her a PDF file so she could start thinking about the animations, and then on the 10 days later, 10 days since the start, I had everything completed. And then all the panels completed. So she says, this is everything I need for the project. I will still be working only on the first half. This is again here. This is still a money talk, guys. I will still be working only on the first half. Like, I want to be sure that you will pay me for the second. But yeah, I don't think too much about that at that time because I didn't know how she was. So I say, I think so, with a little heart. Then on the 27th, of February, she says, "Hi, Sol. So I will be trying to give you an update at the start of my animation to your commission tonight, 27th of February, or either after this Sunday." Sundays was the 3rd. Currently, a family accident arose and I'm traveling to visit the family to check in to ensure wellness. Either way, your commission update will be shown to you soon for any note you have in mind. So, Sunday was the 3rd of March, but I received a tiny movement animation on the 8th of March. Again, I commissioned her on the 11th of February. But here I still trust her, you know. So, hello, okay, thank you. And then, let's go here. Her update was this. She sent me this first image that I guess it's Instagram, I don't know. She only sent me this as an update. Again, but she already told me that she had set up all the files. Okay, but I still try to be kind and encouraging. So she says, I have some creative ideas for this scene and will show it to you very soon. But much appreciated for the patience. And then, I'm so curious. They wanted to hype her up. And then more days passes. We are on the 8th of March. Hello, Sol. Here is a small preview, indeed a small preview of my idea for this scene. It was scene number 1, but it's gonna be more effort later to it with doing moving and etc. Also, I noticed I don't have these files in Google Drive and so I can only edit this with what's given, but she didn't need them. Those files were for after she would have done the video, then those files would have been needed. So at the end of the commission. And again, I will just stick to animating until the second half is paid. And again, here she talks about money. Okay. Then I told her, hello, I'm gonna watch now. As for the files, I still have to do something with to have them. And so she said, yes, as she says, it's a very small preview. This update had only a tiny movement and some tiny glows that were barely visible. Only after she told me that she added some glows, then I went back to see and there is something there. But okay, it's 8th of March, there are 17 panels, 2 videos, audio editing. I was starting to get really worried, so I tried to be encouraging. So I told her, oh wow, I like these things rotating. But it was a tiny thing, guys. Thank you. I made the glow, but I wanted to make sure I got the idea going. So she is asking for my opinion here, which is good. And she showed to be here someone that asks you for if you want some changes or whatever. Here, the problem starts. So, okay, sounds perfect, honestly, remember this, as long as I can prioritize this fitting your view, I hope to show my best effort to making this happen. So she says that she wants to follow my opinion. But later she will talk a lot about creativity, freedom, you will see. So, thank you so much. 10 of March. Remember, I still had received only one tiny animation of the first panel. It's 10 of March. The beta debut is at like 20 something of April. Hello. How is it going? I sent a request through Vgen for the second payment. Ignore the image, I tried to put something or it wouldn't have let me send it. I had to do this because she didn't divide the commission in 2 milestones, so I decided I would do a second request, I guess. But here, yes, I was starting to get worried. She has said she would have worked on the first half until this payment. But she sent me basically nothing. But I still wanted to respect my promise and pay the second half. So she said, gotcha, everything is fine and well. This one definitely is a rush order to be, right? I think that I told her many times that that I had to have it ready. Absolutely. And it was about my beta debut. So, okay, since it's a set day before April, let me go get pricing of last payment and what this one was. Then I told her, no, look, it was this price. It should be this price. And then the total will be calculated with PayPal and Vgen taxes. Is that all right with you? And then, wait, I already added the PayPal fee last time. You can check in our conversation on Vgen. It was because PayPal charges you more, but since PayPal also charges me when I send money, I sent at once the taxes for both payments. So I made another payment of blah blah. Okay, so I calculate out properly. I can take away the PayPal tax, but Vgen also counts as tax. She says this, but here it shows the PayPal taxes too. She says that she took away the PayPal taxes, but here they were the PayPal taxes. Yeah, so here is where she wanted to charge me again for the PayPal commissions, even though I had already paid them together with the first part. Let's go on. So, okay. So, is that price okay with you? And when she sent me the amount that was wrong, because it still had the PayPal taxes. So, is the price okay with you? I'm trying to make sure no issues with payment. This is still, again, she's very disorganized. She should have known this already. But okay, so it won't happen, a mess up with pricing tax again, but she did. And then I told her, no, the total was this, so it should be this and the Vgen taxes, since PayPal taxes are paid already. And then, okay, I'm gonna check how this goes through. I'm gonna see how this goes through. Say, yeah, okay, payment sent. And then she makes it as if, I don't know, guys. Here she says, I figured, it didn't send properly. So basically she had to pay taxes, of course, of PayPal, but I already paid them. But she said, it's like she gave me a discount when I actually paid more. So even after I reminded her that I had already sent her the PayPal taxes for both half, she is making it as if she gave me a discount. I let it go because I thought that she just couldn't understand. It still took the taxes, but all that missing is a bit. I guess that she meant not a lot, so I could just let it slide. It's PayPal that's shitty. First of all, it's you who should pay your taxes. I did that out of kindness. And I pay them, but after I pay them for you, you even says I let it slide. What? What? But this is the start of her manipulations. So I try to explain to her, to make her understand. Yeah, I sent this amount the last time instead of this one, which was the half, because we would know that this would have happened again. So I sent you double the first time. Anyway, she doesn't answer. Okay. 13th of March. Again, I still was there with just a bare update of a minimal, tiny movement of one of 17 panels, 2 videos, audio editing for both of the videos. And she also said, I will do audio engineering, hard effects that you will not find anywhere else, and blah, blah. Okay. This is 13th of March. So, 13th of March, I'm getting more worried and worried. If we do some math, guys, even I can do this. It took you 1 month and, around 1 month to give me a tiny update of one panel. There are 17 panels, 2 videos, the audio editing. The beta debut is in a bit more than 1 month. You did one no, you didn't do a panel because it was just a tiny thing. Okay, so I was getting really worried and I started to ask her, but I still wanted to be nice, to be kind, to be, diplomatic. Hello, how is it going? I'm a bit worried because in 22 days since you got in 22 days since you got everything, I saw only the moon thingy, and the beta debut will be from the 23-25 of April. You said that we would also discuss things and choices. And she says, she starts to get defensive and aggressive. Instead of answering to what I said, she turns the discourse into, you also need to send me these files. Those were the ones that she would need to add at the end, like after the videos were ready. So she doesn't answer that, but instead she tries something to blame me. The animation isn't an issue for me. I'm following the script you gave with the doc. Premiere as each slide marked. Yeah, you told me so many times. Yeah, look, the files are there, ready. But she told me this at the start, like 1 month ago, so she did nothing in this month. Again, I paid for a priority commission and the best quality. So, still no real updates. The beta debut date is closer and closer, so I decided to be more direct and express my concerns. But she somehow asked me instead some files that were not relevant for her to be able to work on the panels. Yeah, she's steering. Yeah, this is, what is it? Gaslighting, manipulation. I don't know. Anyway, not good. So let's go on. Soon things will get very bad. She didn't do nothing. She made you pay some taxes. Yeah. I did everything. I paid everything that I had to pay, but I got barely nothing. So I told her, I called them 3 days. We call them like that, bad translation, but then I explained it. At work, they told me that I have to book all the 3 days that I will take from now until the end of the year. So I must do that on those days. That is the beta debut. They want to make me change the 3 days, so I'm panicking. I'm sorry. Yeah, I took 3 days holidays. How do you call them? Annual leaves. They made me take them already, and so either I do the beta debut in those days, or I will basically waste those days, and then I won't have days for the beta debut. So then she says, no worries, I don't exactly understand what you mean by book all 3 days, but I'm sure everything will go well. No need to worry on my side. Days off, yes. If anything needs to be answered or something comes up, I will inform you. And then I told her, like work holidays, thank you. Yeah. And then I Yeah, I cut it here. There is not, but anyway, I told her I will give you those files today after my stream, and if you look at the time, yes, this was like I think my ASMR day, and I remember that I didn't go to sleep because I wanted to give her these files, so I sent those after the stream at 11:45. Hello, here are the files for each panel that has the narration. And then, and I write here, I still sent her those files the same night. I remember staying up late just to let her have them so she wouldn't have more excuses. 14th of March. Hello, Soul. This is where when I started to be really suspicious of her professionality, because it happens that there are artists that are very young, so there are things that I should fix. They're not very professional, but it's things that can happen, and I thought that maybe she was one of those. But here it's where I started to get suspicious that things were kinda malignant. She asked me, she says, "Hey Soul, checking in with all clients going forward, did you agree on my terms of service when commissioning me? I want to know before I give updates." I was like, what? What does this mean? Well, why she's asking me this? And I still don't understand why. I could only, I don't know, make some guesses that maybe something happened with someone else, so I don't know. So yeah, I still can't understand why she asked me this, but it started getting me even more anxious. Yet again, I tried to be collaborative. So I answered, "Hello, I read them with the first payment. Even actually, I read them before that. I always read the TOS before commissioning someone. Because of course I have to, I also have to, how do you say, like the TOS. So did you update them? Because I don't know, maybe she updated them. That's why she was asking me. And she said, "No, just always want to make sure my clients are happy with terms." This is suspicious, guys. This is suspicious. Does this mean that she had some scuff already with other clients? So I answered, "Did something happen? If you want to be sure about something, feel free to tell me." Again, I was trying to be collaborative and open. But then she get defensive. "No, not at all. Truly, I just want to make sure people read terms to what they agreed to. Not anything happening." And then I say, "Okay, let's not think about this." We are on the 23rd of March. Like 1 month, for 1 month left for my beta debut. And I still received only that tiny animation of one of the 17 panels. So, "Hey Soul, updates are coming along." When? Where? Being consistent, and this is again, she talks a lot as if she is doing a lot, but she wasn't doing anything. Again, being consistent with ideas and looking into dynamic linking Adobe Premiere and After Effects. She already told me that she did these things, that she prepared the files. We are at 1 month and a half since I commissioned you, and you only prepare the files. And you keep telling me, "Yeah, ooh, look, I prepare the files." Oh, yeah, okay, but start? I had everything cut and cut what? They were already raw files. And separated into Adobe After Effects this last week, prepping up animation for each panel each setting panel. Sadly, the moon isn't really detachable from room to animate along with the background, so she's starting to see some issues. And we have only 1 month left. So, I would like to ask, did you say you wanted something to move with these? And then this I write here, no idea why she jumped forward to this scene. I don't remember this was scene number 5. But anyway, this is one of the scenes where I gave her directions on the animation on Vgen. Yet she still did something else. And guys, I asked her something simple in this. Something very simple in this panel. She didn't have to do that much. So, but again, what she sent me was again a tiny movement. I decided to let her continue with what she wanted to do, to avoid wasting time, and just to slow down the animation. Again, remember that I asked for a slow pace, plus the speed that she chose made no sense. Yeah, everything that the tiny thing for which we fought, I don't know, she fought, was trying to be still understanding. I don't know, they were so fast. You know, I often think maybe I should answer just a yes or no, but then maybe I look rude. I don't know. So she did something that I didn't ask for. I gave her direction, but she didn't follow them. And 2 directions, actually. I told her what to do in this scene and the pace. She didn't respect any of those. So what I thought was, okay, let's have a compromise. There is not enough time. So, okay, but make it slower. Make it slower, a lot slower. So, and she said, but this is not completed, of course. This is some test movements before I show you the full edits I have for it. Do you think that's flow enough? So I say, hello, thank you for the update. Again, I'm trying to be encouraging and kind. In this scene, I was thinking about, what I told her at the start. Becoming larger and larger, it's to show how intimidating it is. She says, I could attempt to make the background larger, see if I can detachment, but as far as I remember, it's kind of merged together still. But she misunderstood. She thought I wanted a part of that. I just wanted the background to become large. The picture, except for one thing, to become larger. Just that. Like a sort of a zoom, basically, sort of. So I told her, if you can detach just this thing and make the rest becoming bigger slowly, guys, slowly, it would be perfect. As for the what she did, I like the movement, but can you make it slower? Just an info, because in this scene, she said something suspicious about this scene. So I told her, no, just an info. That one up there is not what you said it is, but it's something else. So here is when I started to suspect that she didn't read the files that I gave her. So the script and the story. So I tried to explain the story a bit. She thought that something in the panel was something, because she thought that something in the panel was something else. So I started here to just a big suspicion that she didn't read the script and the story. And those are pretty important, really important. So definitely can. Also definitely have the body detached. Oh, gotcha, okay. So as you can see already here, she's not really following what I said to do. But I don't know if it's like that she's disorganized, she didn't take notes, or if it's the narcissism in her that just ignores my choices and that make her do just what she wants to do. Okay, let's go on. This is final. Oh, so it starts. It starts, guys. It starts. And then I told her, maybe you could also move a bit these other things so that it will reflect the wind. Yeah, because she added a lot of movements on something. So, I mean, if you wanted all that wind, it means that other things there should have the same movement, right? Like, I don't know, if you walk in the wind and you have your hair moving, then even your outfit should move a bit, right? So anyway, I was trying to ask her to be coherent, to have things make sense. So then she says, but this was okay. She said, oh, definitely a lot more is going, a lot more, again, promises and promises and promises. A lot more is going to this, just focusing on main edits first and what could be separated. And I say, okay, thanks. So now I don't know if this is the 24 or the 23, but anyway. Hello Sol, so here is the full edited shot with my effects for... I don't know what she means with effects. There were no audio. Okay, for the scene, I feel pretty happy. About it, like actual storytelling with it. I do need to send you each scene to see your input. I do need to send you each scene to see your input before, I think, parsing. So a lot of updates. I will put them in a bundle here if you don't respond. So when you see them, you can tell me, I think, the changes and she will do them. So remember, she said here that she would update me and then do the changes that I wanted in one go. Okay. I mean, it's what I always did with all the artists. They send me the sketches, we talk about them, and then I don't ask for... I usually don't ask for many changes, but yeah. That's the standard, and this is something really important, really big, so yeah. Okay, so she sent me this. This is finally the first panel. Is almost ready, because there are some things missing. I already said it, the audio, basically, the audio. Two different ones, plus the things that she promised about sound effects that only she had and whatever. So it was still not completed, but let's say that the animation part was done. The thing is that we are on the 23 or 24 of March. This is one panel out of 17, plus choose videos, plus audio engineering for the 2 videos, and her awesome sound effects. So, okay. I wanted to hype her up because we were at the 23-24 of March, less than 1 month since my beta debut. My beta debut, I think. So I said, oh, wow, it's beautiful! And then she was happy. Oh, and then she said, currently working on this. This is the panel. This is it. So I was giving this animation, okay, so this panel was the official start of the drama. So from the animation that she did, I was now finally sure that she didn't read at all the script or the story that I sent her. Because the animation didn't make any sense. Again, this was the same movement on 2 characters. So, from the animation that she did, I was finally sure that she didn't even read the script and the story, because what she decided to do on this character made absolutely no sense. Yet, there was not a lot of time, and I wanted to find a compromise. So I told her to slow her down again. How many times did I tell her to slow down things? And at the start, I told her I want the pace to be slow. So, I think that it should go slower than him, I told her. Sounds good. Then she does an update, a change, and she decided that update is good. Sounds good, this seems slow enough. No, she didn't change it a lot. It was basically the same, guys. So this was barely any change in speed, and she just decided that it was good enough. She didn't ask me. So I say, I think that half that speed for her, she's just making some jewels. It's a character that is making some jewels. And she animated that as she, like, rocking back and forth very fast. That makes no sense. Then I told her I'm in another room, but I come here whenever I can, sorry. So I tried to help her understand that the movements should be logical. They should follow what you see. I mean, if you see someone that is making some jewels, you don't see a lot of movement there. I actually didn't care about having some movements there, but she was just rocking back and forth very fast. It was so weird. Plus, I had asked her that the animation, I had said to her, I like the animations to be a contrast and I want them to be slow. And all the few things that I received, I kept asking her to slow down. So I said, I think half that speed for her. She's just making some jewels. I'm in another room working, but I come here whenever I can. Sorry, I try to help her more. And I say, in the narration file that you apparently didn't even open, there is a description for each scene, so you can understand what's happening and decide what to move and how. Plus the story, there was also a file with the whole story. It's pretty important. And now she gets completely angry. So, sorry, it was 4 a.m. Guess why? Guess why you're working at 4 a.m.? Okay, anyway, sorry, it was 4 a.m. when I was editing that. I can't exactly keep changing and sending speed files, so I might give her barely any movement, since it will be easy with her flow. Multiple revisions start to cost $10 for repeated changes. You get mainly 2 for free, and this is a rush order. So there is no way that in the task there is not this rule that for each panel I can only. And this was a sketch. She's asking my opinion for this. This was a sketch because the characters were bald, guys. There were just these 2 movements. And she asked my opinion. And then she got angry because, and she also did a mistake because that character had an animation that made no sense with the story and with what she was doing. Yeah, no, this was a sketch of the animation. Like, it was a file with these 2 characters moving. They were both really fast. But one especially, the woman that is making jewels, it made no sense, that movement. But I tried to find a compromise and I told her to just make it slow. But yeah, she got angry. And then, despite what she said at the start about wanting me satisfied, she started being very aggressive and talking again about money, revision money, as if this wasn't just an animation sketch. The characters were bald. Then I answer, okay, but then be sure to read the script that I send you so you understand the scenes, because it didn't make sense that she was moving so fast. Think about what you would see in real. You keep talking about money, but I gave you the script and it didn't seem that you read it. Whoa, guys, I said this and she got completely berserk. So, I say now my beta debut opening is in real danger, official danger. I have many fears, but I try to make her understand the importance of reading the script and story that I had included in the asset, and that we were talking again about the money, but I barely received anything. And she gets offended, starts lying, saying contradictory things. For example, about reading the script. She will change the story about reading the script many times. First is, and now I read it, now when, like, we are talking right now, and then I'm reading panel by panel, and then, no, it's not true, I read it, so that changes many times. She gaslights me and completely disregards the value of my money. And beta debut. She answered, I only talked about money once. Once, guys. She only talked about money once. for the revision. Because it takes time to keep redoing. Guess why I commissioned you at the start of February, but you only started working at the end of March? And then she says, excuse me. And the only ever other time, because now she remembered that she actually talked other times about money, but it's just once. And the only ever other time was when the commission was being prepared and it wasn't paid in full yet. And then I'm reading the narration as I go through. I'm reading the narration as I go through the scenes, which is completely dumb, guys. It's dumb. Okay, I will say it. It's a lore video. It's my story. How you can understand how to animate a scene if you don't know what the story is about? In fact, she did 2 mistakes. So, I'm reading the narration as I go through the scenes and timing the scenes with each other too, so it doesn't overlap. I understand you want your project perfect. I want it there to be professional. I already knew that these wouldn't have been perfect after what she gave me. And the fact that she wasn't following my instructions. But at least I wanted to save my beta debut. So, I understand you want your project perfect, but when I was telling you this takes time and my revision are a lot for one scene. I don't know what she means. You will need to start paying soon if you request a repeated change in one scene. What the actual? You know, I asked it only to slow down the animation. I didn't ask something like animate something else completely different. I only asked her to slow down. So, you will need to start paying soon if you request a repeated change to one scene. Like other people's rules, I don't give free revision, and I did ask you way earlier to have some creative choices when animating it. She didn't ask me actually, but I did give her creative choices. At the same time, it's pretty important to follow the story and to have logical things. Like, I don't know, if you have a character and you have, the eyes falling, does that make sense? Unless it's a horror story, it doesn't. So they should still make sense, no? And then I told her, if you want to read the whole script, you won't understand the story. And then this is a screenshot of the description of this what's happening in this scene. This is part of the script here, and I have read the story. So now she changes. First she said, I'm reading each panel as I go through. And by the way, there is a more important file, which is the whole story, my lore, basically. That's really important. I'm pretty sure now that she just ignored that. This is part of the script here, and I have read the story. It just did indicate even here that it must be slowly. Yeah, I told you on Vgen before we agreed to start that I wanted the pace to be slow. So, I told her about the pace in our Vgen conversation. But anyway, do I really have to tell her that an animation should make sense with what's in the scene and in general? Do I have to tell her? She's the artist. She should know that an animation should make sense. So, okay, let's go on. It's slow. Bullshit. She was rocking back and forth like, I don't know, a possessed person. It's slow. It's just not too specific slowness you were looking for, and I understand. I don't think she did. That's not moving fast. She's moving in one place, rocking back and forth, and she's just making jewels. Before it was fast. No, it was still very fast. So we have a issue here. You have responded to this basically saying, I'm only talking about money. She had to find something to blame me for. So, actually, wait, let me go here. Honestly, she's unprofessional, but she might be new to this. Yeah, then if you're new to this, and if I ask, and you tell me that you can do high quality stuff, the maximum, and I can cut. Because maybe you missed the start. She was saying, "Oh, I can puppeteer even images that are not divided into layers. Yeah, I can give you the best quality. I will add sounds that only I have." So, I mean, if you tell me this, I tend to believe you. If I had knew, I would have chosen someone else, because this is a very important project. And believe me, I only wanted small movements and slow. I didn't want a lot. Of course I wanted to be high quality. But high quality doesn't mean that you need to have possessed people things being extremely fast. What the heck? As you can see here, I kept trying to find compromises, and I never asked her to change an animation, only the speed. I don't know how. Is it hard to slow down an animation? I don't know. But I thought that it would have been the best compromise. So she says, before it was fast, so we have an issue here. You have responded to this basically saying I'm only talking about money, which I didn't. Which is insulting, by the way, especially with someone who's editing these with 2 retakes for free. Retakes what? But when I set the boundary that I have to be paid for my time that's spent on your rush order. Yeah, I paid in February and you started at the end of March. A rush order is not a rushed order. Okay, you deem me only as talking about money. I did actually ask people if they asked if my animation on this side was too fast because maybe I'm not seeing something. Yeah, and maybe I think that she asked these people, is this movement too fast? And she probably didn't show them what the person was doing. I laid it out that what you said and acting as if it's not okay to be pricing my revision by insulting me as someone who respectfully would have understood your preference. What did I do? I just asked her to slow down things. I didn't show any respect in her answers. That I wasn't doing to your want. Apparently, even though others agreed with me, this is slow. But revisions, these are not in revisions, exactly also specified in script of reading it, there was no wording of slow. Yeah, I asked you at the start of the commission, okay. Or even rocking, the part of me animating her was a choice I gave, unless this is in the script. Yeah. I wanted her to make her choices because she is the artist. She should have had experience, right? She would have known what she could do and what she couldn't. And I didn't ask her to change, to make big changes. Just the slowness, just the pace. I laid it out of what you said and acting as if it's not okay to be pricing blah blah blah. If you don't want to pay for it, it's fine by me. But going forward, I won't to be doing any further revision on this scene just because of the insult alone to me being an animator. Next. Okay. And then, despite her very bad attitude, I still want to save my beta debut opening. So I expressed my worries and the fact that I couldn't understand why she would get so angry for my opinion after she asked my opinion. Look, I'm very worried about how things are going. I don't understand why you ask my opinion on a scene, but if I tell you that the movement should be slower, you get angry and tell me that I have to pay more. There were quite a few issues with the money. The taxes, the wrong calculation, misunderstandings, but I paid in full, even your PayPal taxes. I commissioned you in the second week of February, and I paid for the priority, but you really started only now, and there is barely 1 month left, so I'm worried that this might affect the quality of the result. Plus, now I'm not even sure if you read the files that I sent you together with the... I think that I did my part and well as a customer. I think that I did my part and well as a customer, but you are treating me pretty badly. She has a strong heart to still demands more money. Yeah, I mean, she asked my opinion, then I said, please make it make sense. It was actually her mistake also. So, okay. Then she answers, first of all, I told you have to pay more out of respect for my time animating your scene over and over and spending over and over. I asked her to slow down, and then she slowed it down by basically nothing and decided that it was good. So I told her, no, it has to be slow. And she got angry. Okay. You're not respecting that and catering to believing I was angry because it's important I am paid for my time. And yes, I show it to other people. I don't understand why she got angry about this. Yes, I show it to other people because, one, this isn't an NDA. This counts as a final work. It's a final animation. Yeah, the characters were still bald. Not on social media, but as another animator in my home. So yeah, no idea why she got angry about this. As if I said anything about her showing things around. I know very well that I didn't pay for an NDA. And I didn't say anything about it. Okay. Next, I can hear your concerns. But pressuring me and deciding that I'm into just money because I have boundaries and actual rules as an artist is insulting. You claim I'm treating you pretty badly, but you this being highly toxic because you are upset because of a revision rule I have. I understand it's near the end of the month. Time is important, which is why it was mandatory to tell you that if we spend... Hear this. That if we spend the time on one scene too long, forbear any movement for one character... Well, she can't write, but she is basically telling here that there is not enough time. That's not my fault. So, well, let me move myself here. There it is. So now, after she started to work on my commission very late despite our agreement, she dares to tell me that we can't focus on each panel because there is not enough time, and I paid for the best quality option too, and the priority, and you tell me we don't have time because you started 1.5 months late? Okay, let's go on. But I am the one that is insulting, toxic, disrespectful, and whatever. So, that I mentioned creative choices for your commission. Again, I could have made her not to move at all because it wasn't in the script at all. Is time consuming. The quality of animation doesn't get ruined at all by this. The moon scene is completed. Not true because the audio wasn't there at all. And animating movement I had to plan isn't a hassle, but I need you know the more I stayed on the scene it was taking time. Of course, and this is why I commissioned you at the start of February, so you could have enough time to do what you promised that you were able to do. Okay, and like most people we have revision prices. Again, this is not a revision. How can this be, and then I say, how can this be a revision if these are sketches of the animations? Where did I say that you're into just money? The thing is that we are talking a lot about money, but there is less than 1 month, and you just started. As you say, these aren't sketches of final scenes. The character movements will be the final scene in Adobe Premiere. Now, then she realizes that the characters were still bald. If anything, the air may be... What do you mean, maybe? You want to let them bald? We are not doing an ASMR. So, if anything, the air may be a sketch because it's still... but I see your point. I need to vent, guys. This is a venting. It's a venting stream, and I also want to warn people, and I want to show them how it was treated, just in case, Because Vgen, I don't know if they are understanding what's happening. I think that they didn't. I sent them the conversations, but I don't think that they read them. Then I say, no, then she says, these aren't sketches. Okay, she realized that the characters are bald, so maybe, yeah, it's not completed. It's still a sketch. If you're talking about sketches, it will be placement for me. I don't know what that means. And hair placement. But when going into animation, it's final step, no sketch. Let me be small, very small, and here. It's not my fault that the time is short now. A priority commission doesn't mean that it's a rushed commission. How can you tell me this? I understand it's near the end of the month. Basically what she said about that we didn't have enough time to check every panel. And then... let me go here. I commissioned you on the 11th of February. This is the main project of the beta debut, and we are here having to adapt because there is not enough time. She then posts a screenshot of, again, she needs to find something to blame me for. So she keeps talking about this sentence that I said, that she kept, which is actually the truth. She kept talking about money, but I received basically nothing. So, your legit indicated that I am focused on money, which is not true, for your commission. And she posts this. And then, again, I tried to think that to talk like as if she's a baby, I don't know. Yes, I commissioned you on the 11th of February, paying for the priority commission when you didn't have a waitlist, but your commission were fully open. You updated Vgen as a work in progress on the 17th of March, but only today I am receiving serious updates. I said, you keep talking about money, and indeed it doesn't mean that you're only into money. So, revision, but we are here on the 25th of March with only one panel completed, without the audio of course, when there is a total of 16, 17 panels, and you tell me that since there is not a lot of time, we can't focus on every panel. When I commissioned you on the 11th of February, and I chose to have the highest quality, paid half, received nothing but a bare movement on the moon at the start of March, still paid the second half, and we are here like this today. So I kept trying to make her understand that there was no reason to get angry at me and that she was the one who started too late. But she kept turning the discourse about me telling her about the money talking, and she even distorted that. From now on, things just spiraled down. She says that, in cursive, guys, in cursive. That again, I only brought it up because of the revision bullshit. Because she really kept talking about money. When I fed the conversation to Gemini because I wanted an analysis of our behavior, I only copy-pasted, and Gemini said that she was focused on money. Okay. So it was actually worse than what I thought. So, okay. It's rather paid for or not paid for that. Cut and dry there. I can't keep taking time on your one scene there because it's reaching the revision limit. And anyway, this was not a revision again. So the first scene didn't require too many revision, and I made sure to prioritize your commission here. What? Okay. Anyway, the first scene, guys, it was a very simple scene. Very simple scene. And again, it's not completed because of the audio. So I started working on scenes on March 7th. Before the full payment. Those are all sketches if you scroll back. She sent me her, an Instagram post of her having the first panel on her PC. And then there was that tiny movement at the start of March. And then nothing until the end of March. So After final payment, separating into the final animation in Adobe After Effects, this week is for final animation. This week is for final animation. She wanted to do everything in 1 week. 17 panels, 2 videos, audios, and her whatever super awesome effects. They're not professional at all. So I started working on scene in March before the full payment. Those are all the sketches. Basically, she's saying that she did a lot, but what she did was put in the files in her PC, in Adobe. Then I always check in with my clients about even small updates, terms, if they are okay with it, creative freedom. So she said, I don't even have to inform them of revision limits, see, because they allow my creative freedom even with the script. I just wanted to have things make sense. Vgen doesn't allow withdrawal of money from the account until you mark. She did this, Frontier. I think that I told her, because what she did after all of this, after a few days, was that she put this first panel that wasn't even completed, and and she didn't even change the file name because it's written attempt, just to mark the first payment as completed. It's a PayPal payment, so I will, if Vgen won't give me my money, I will go through PayPal. This move that she did was what make me think that she's a scammer. She says, I have read the script again. So first she says, I'm reading it now. Then she says, I read the script panel by panel. Now she says, I have read the script. This animation is same length and time of scene. The rocking doesn't even have to be animated. Indeed, I didn't ask you anything. I gave you the freedom that you wanted. But things had to make sense, of course. I could cut it out entirely because, again, it wasn't in the script. Okay, if you think that this is too hard for you, you can do that. But, again, the beta debut is getting close. And then, finally, she says something about starting late. But she can't even write I was late. It's the schedule, this mysterious entity that was late. The scheduling could have been better, I will admit. But you have gotten updates and movement. What? I got barely anything. Even these revisions that are not revisions are movements. I asked only to change the speed of a movement, and I have been editing them. I am sorry the animation speed is not to your liking. When I asked it at the start, I want everything to be very slow and have a contrast with the audio. But it completely false that nothing has been updated. I didn't say nothing. I said barely anything. I didn't misunderstood. It's only this script. You didn't send another script beside lore background and no indication of what slowness. I did at the start when we agreed. Of what slowness you're talking about? I did read it. Bullshit. So I answer because I keep trying to be diplomatic. I didn't tell you to change the animation like, no, she should only move her fingers. I only asked you to slow the animation. I'm giving you creative freedom, but this doesn't mean not reading the script and doing things blindly. And she says, but lore background isn't the key to... What the heck is this? The story is not the key for animating when I need to know for each panel. In fact, she did a mistake. She animated something in the wrong way because she didn't read the story. So, okay. So her gaslighting and manipulation continues. And so that Phyllis followed it with timing and info. And I said she was literally moving back and forward very fast. It looked like she was playing an instrument, surely not crafting a jewel. And it was still weird, guys. It was still weird. Do you know her but she turned my words. Because I said, I didn't ask that no, she should move her fingers. I just asked her to slow the animation. But she says, do you know her fingers are not separated? They are a whole body model. And I answered, did I ask you to move them? It was just an example. I didn't move the hands. I moved the body. What is your point about the hands? That I only asked you to slow the speed of the animation, not to do something completely different. Okay, so as I can see, you are not listening. I am the one who is not listening, guys. I am the one who is not listening. And hold a firm belief I didn't read your script, even though I did. And I asked screenshot of the said script, not saying what movement is required. Yeah, because I gave you the creative freedom that you wanted. I only said make them slow. Or prefer it, so took creative freedom to move her like she was doing an activity. She says, like she was doing an activity. So this means that she didn't read what she was doing. She only stood generic here. That smells like when my dog jumped into a lake. Again, I still tried to find a solution that would make her happy, but she just kept going on and on. At this point, it's better if you send me the completed panels, and I won't ask you changes, but please read the script and think about the animations according to that. Look, you already talked to me, referring to the art in the sky as the moon, while the whole story is based on the moon. And then you told me that you're reading panel by panel. Please read the whole story. That's all I ask. Read that first. Work according to that. And I won't ask for changes. I'm not a demanding person. I only want it to make sense. If you can, send me another panel when it's completed, because I commissioned a promo video and I would love to have it there. As I already said, I could have been quicker, and entirely on me for not scheduling this fast-paced. But the fact, this led to insult of animation, and people agree that I should say a revision should be priced even though you insult my artist boundary rule and say I'm treating you badly. I will respect it. Yes, after that I started referring to script. Another contradiction. After that what? Because this is just, one day of talking. So she's reading now the script. After that, I started referring the script to the script more and more. We are just here talking about this. So it means that you are reading it now. And again, you lied. So as someone who finishing up the moon and wanted to animate the academy along with art, which I couldn't separate to animate because the file doesn't allow it. Again, that is one scene of the few that I asked to have a certain animation. The animation was just have like a zoom in. That's just what I wanted, basically. To keep something that is in the middle the same, and I have just a zoom in of the background, basically. And then, again, I try to be diplomatic. I try to write a solution in a simpler way. Even a simpler way. Okay, to avoid misunderstandings, I think it's better to just have you work and send me the panels completed. If after that I will need big changes, I will pay for the revision. Yeah, after they are completed. So center files, but I think storyboards and sketches are an example on graphic. No, I sent her a script, my Lore. I sent her some audio files, because it's two videos with the same animation but two different audios. and all the PSD of each panel. And each panel is basically a scene. Plus me, I was also there if she needed some explanations. So I said, okay, to avoid misunderstanding, I think it's better to just have you work and send me the panels completed. If after that I will need big changes, I will pay for a revision. This is basically the end. Honestly, if you prefer, since I am apparently not meeting your preferences, you could commission someone faster with animation. And we are at, the 26th of March. So yeah, she says, I'd hate for you. Now, read this. How she wrote this. I'd hate for you to be unsatisfied and to work with someone you don't respect well. I am the one who is not respecting her. I hate, and she's talking about herself in a third person, so that's narcissism. Refunding you is also not an option since I've been working on these and you have gotten parts of a panel. My idea was to make up for this week by dedicating time to the animation all day, prioritizing your work strictly. It's your fault if you started late. So, and now you want to do everything in 1 week. Well, what's the quality then? Because I paid for the highest quality also. But I do already feel heavily disrespected, and I am sure you don't appreciate my work from how you voice it so far. So, to be respectful to both of us, I could stop as your editor. And I answer, well, because she said she wanted to stop and not refund me. So I said, well, I guess that I will have to talk with Vgen about this. Either you finish the work or you refund me. And no, it's too late to commission someone else now, so my beta debut is pretty much ruined. Fair enough, I wanted to offer you that out of respect. What? Out of respect, she wanted to stop working and not refunding me. Wow! That's a lot of respect, no? Then she says, but that's also a threat. I'm threatening her now. You can, because I said, either you finish the work or you refund me. Like, what the f? You can be reported on my side of Vgen for this, and I can hold the case to issue your refund not given to you. I will get your work done as best as I can. No, because as best as I can, guys. I paid for best quality. And she says, as best as I can. And I mean, after this, you will surely work very well, right? But if you threaten me, I have no worries about standing firm, because I do have updates as long as I get the commission done and was working on it. It shows that I was advocating towards completing this before the deadline. And again, I paid for highest quality, but she told me it's too late to focus on each panel. So that's for sure another breach of the agreement, because this means that you can't do the highest quality. So yeah, I will say that to have choice to cancel your commission if you threaten me further. It's under my terms that you cannot threaten me for holding revision limit, apologizing for delay, and saying I didn't ask you to apologize, I just wanted my commission to be done. And saying since I've done work on this, refunding was something you agreed to when commissioning among my terms of service. I don't know. She's just manipulating and turning words and saying a lot of lies. So I got finally angry. I said, out of respect, what? You just said that you didn't want to work anymore on my commission and also not refunding me. Where is your respect here? I'm not threatening you. I stated facts. Where do you see that someone gives 1% of a commission and has the right to not refund? And she says, I refuse to keep going with conversation. You did threaten me and it's not the deadline yet. You push it further than is respected. I continued to work, no? Then I said, okay, anyway, I sent a ticket to Vgen. I guess that we have to solve it like this. It's okay. I have this conversation to talk to Vgen too. And then, just to be sure, I say, by the way, I accept your decision on not working anymore on it. But I will have my money back. You have no idea about the sacrifices that I had to do to keep those money for my dream. And but she answered, I didn't care about the answer. I just wanted to be sure about this. She was the one who wanted to stop. Please stop trying to talk further. You already voiced what you felt, and now this is harassment. Going forward, I will not accept this. You refused to accept your own behavior. I voiced it to you was getting disrespectful. None of this will work out for you because you show threatening behavior while I remained respectful to you. To feel how you feel, and even negotiated with you disrespect ways, and then you believe I wanted to keep working with you again. Now she says here that she is the one who didn't want to work anymore, and also not giving me my money. So yeah, now then Wednesday I made a ticket to Vgen. Let me see if they answered now. No, they told me that they would have answered me today, but I don't know. Not yet. And then they probably told this artist that if she wouldn't have sent me anything, she would have had to refund me. So what happened? I think the day after I did the ticket, she sent me that almost finished the first panel. Now she uploaded on Vgen and put that first payment as completed, while also saying that the other is a second commission, while instead it was just because she didn't create the two milestones in the same commission. I will show you. This is the last. She marked it completed. So she said, I labeling as complete for first half, as I am consulting with Vgen on breaking artist terms of service. To keep it very respectful, the client Moonsin is complete. Bullshit. The file is called attempt also, and was animated, which is first part out of 8. First part out of 8, there are 17 panels, 2 videos, 1 different audio for each video. So, and she says the second commission was accepted. Second commission with a longer date deadlines, apparently, so that works in my favor to discuss more with staff. What does she want to do with that? And it's the second payment because she couldn't put milestones. Right terms of service, please, going forward. I can hold my rights going forward on with whatever is needed. Screenshot and legal liability. And that's it. I am waiting for Vgen to answer, and otherwise I will go directly to PayPal. Well, I think that she now demonstrated that she is actually attached to money. Now she just demonstrated this fully. It smells all very, very, very bad. But I want to protect other customers of this from this person. It was the same project, 2 payments. Yeah, there are milestones. Yeah, and now that I think about it, I wonder if she did it like that without adding the milestones, because maybe she hoped for me to pay outside Vgen and avoid the Vgen taxes. I mean, after seeing all of these, how she treated me, I think that it actually makes sense. Even because she already did commissions on Vgen, so she probably knew about that. So yeah, at the end, since she kept saying, she kept being so angry about that payment, what I said about, you keep talking about money, but we are here and it's late and you tell me that we can't focus on every panel because it's late. So I went to Gemini and I copy pasted the conversation on Vgen and the one on Discord, and and Gemini was almost mad at her. So yeah, and Gemini also said that she was extremely attached to Money Talk. Yeah. I think that if we count the percentages, she did what? There are 17 panels, 2 videos, the audio engineering. She did 1 panel, but it had no sound. What's that percentage? Like 5%? Maybe less. And I for sure can't do anything with that. Yeah. But so then after that I had to stay. Well, besides all the crying that I did because my beta debut was being ruined, I searched until 3 a.m. I spammed people that I had in my folder, asking them if they could do it in time, and that. But again, I will have to do the audio editing. And then, I found someone, but I will have to pay double of what I paid. Because, of course, now we have even less time. So, at least I hope. Because even with this person, well, I had to ask, can I pay half now and half in April? Because, I'm just getting scammed by this artist because she doesn't want to give me my money back. So hopefully I will get those money back in time. Hopefully we get them back. And hopefully I will get them back in time to pay for the second half. Or I will have to do more sacrifices to pay for that second half. I can't move it, I can't move the beta debut anymore because I had to take annual leaves. And then I didn't have other annual leaves for the beta debut if I had moved that. And imagine spending those days thinking, wow, I should have done my beta debut in these days, but I got scammed. You can probably get pretty good MVs if you have a month. I hope so. But I hope so. I'm kinda traumatized now. So cross your fingers. But I will for sure have to do the beta debut on those days. But the thing is that was the opening of the beta debut. The opening. I had other things, but those I could have delayed them, I don't know, and put them on my birthday event at the end of May. But this one is the opening of the beta debut.